Hello, everyone. Welcome to Curiosity Corner Live. I'm so happy you're all here, and I'm excited to share some awesome science. But before I do, please make sure to like and subscribe the page so we can continue to give you constant science content coming at you at home. And we have more science challenges coming for the family, so that should be pretty awesome. And today, first I want to tell you, again, my name is Matt, and I'm a guest engagement specialist at the Great Lakes Science Center. And today, I want to talk about pressure, specifically air pressure. So I have a problem, though. And my problem is I'm trying to get this packing peanut into this pop bottle. And I just can't figure it out. So when I put the packing peanut in the neck of the bottle, it's not working. Yeah, so every time I do that, the packing peanut just shoots back out and comes into my face, and I don't understand why. So what I want to figure out is how I can change and play with air pressure so that that doesn't happen, or so I can just figure out why it happens. So I have my first experiment, and my first experiment is I have a piece of paper, and this piece of paper is just a normal light piece of paper, and it's kind of big, and I have a paint stir stick sticking off the edge of the table. So what I want to know what's going to happen when I take this pipe and strike the paint stir stick. What do you guys think is going to happen? Do you think the paper is going to fly up in the air? I don't know. Let's find out. Well, the paper didn't really go very far. It actually just like moved a little bit, right? And now my paint stir stick is 2 sticks because it broke. Why? Why did it break? So I think I can tell you. That's because air has pressure. And what I mean is the air around me, and probably the air around you, has about 14.7 pounds per square inch of pressure. What does that mean? What are those numbers? Well, what it pretty much means is if you take your hand and make an OK symbol, and then like I'm looking through you, so it's like a hole, that tiny little square, that's about a square inch. And that has about 14.7 pounds per square inch of pressure in it. And there's probably a lot of those squares on this piece of paper. So when I add up all those little squares and they have a force pushing on them so they all hit that pressure at the same time, it's about 2,000 pounds per piece of paper. That's pretty neat. So that's why the paint stir stick broke. Cool. So I have another experiment I want to try with pressure, and I want to focus on the pop bottle this time because I want to figure out why it keeps not letting me put the peanut into the pop bottle. So what we have here is the same pop bottle, but it has a balloon on the inside covering the top. So it's sealed on one end, and my goal is to just inflate the balloon. Let's give it a try. All right, one more. All right, yeah, it's not working. So I can't get the balloon to inflate on the inside of the bottle. Frustrating, but I have another experiment rigged up the same way with just a pink balloon because it's awesome in the bottle, and I changed something. And now I'm going to try again. Let's see if it works. So the balloon's definitely inflating. It's not staying that way, but it's inflating. And I'm trying to figure out why. But I'll tell you what I changed. What I changed is I put a hole right here in the bottle. So what's happening is when I blow the air from my lungs into the balloon, it fills the space and lets the air come out of the bottle. So I think that means that air takes up space. And if it has nowhere to go, it's not going to go anywhere, especially with the pressure I can put with my lungs. So that means with the packing peanut, the air is taking up space in the bottle. So when I put air from my lungs into that space and it has nowhere to go, it can only leave out the same hole I'm putting it in. So the peanut just falls back out. Air, pressure, and space that the air takes up. Pretty cool. So I understand that air has pressure and that air takes up space. But now I want to figure out, can I change the pressure that air has? So to do so, I'm going to do another cool thing. And of course, I'm going to put on my safety goggles because I'm going to use this big, awesome glass jar. And I'm going to use something called combustion. And with combustion, it's dangerous. So I'm going to say that I am a professional. And please do not do this experiment at home because you need proper supervision. So my goal is to light this piece of paper on fire, put it into the jar, cover the jar with this awesome green balloon, and see what happens. What do you think is going to happen? I'm going to do it. Paper is on fire. So if you can see, with what I've done, the balloon has inflated into the jar, and it's actually really tight. So what happened is we changed the pressure on the inside of the jar. And in doing so, it made the air on the outside of the jar have more pressure, so it had to fill the space that the balloon took. So my goal is to do the exact same thing in another way, but instead of popping the balloon to get it out, my goal is to figure out how can I get the balloon out without damaging the jar and without damaging the balloon. And that's my challenge to you guys and your science genius minds at home. How do I get the balloon out of the jar without damaging anything? What do you guys think? So that's my challenge for you. But we understand now that air has pressure, air takes up space, and it flows. So we were able to put a balloon into a jar, changing the pressure, and we can blow up a balloon in a pop bottle. But I think you guys can do something pretty awesome, or maybe even cooler than that at home. So my challenge to you is, can you create a water pump at home using just your supplies like pop bottles, tape, straws, and of course, a balloon? And a water pump, just so you know, is a mechanical device that moves fluid. So can you create a device using those things at home that move fluid? Because that's a water pump. And if you can, I want to see it. So please share those awesome things with us using your hashtag StayCuriousCLE, because we want to see all the cool stuff you come up with. And please make sure when you're done with all of your science experiments, make sure to clean up everything you've pulled out and wash your hands thoroughly and put everything away. Because science is awesome and it should be organized. But if you guys can, please do share all your awesome creations with us with that hashtag StayCuriousCLE. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our videos so that we can continue to give you awesome science content coming at you at home. Thank you guys for watching. And don't forget, stay curious.